All right, we're recording. Okay, so this is a special podcast live stream. We're joined by our Discord members. Discord members say hi. And today on the panel we have Sinzar and Dream.
Well,
Glad to be here.
Yeah, so the special autumn celebration live stream ended, and we're gonna react to it based on what we just saw. Um, yeah, so we'll start off with the most shocking opening, season 4. Any thoughts?
big surprise.
Yeah.
Season 4, as far as like the actual story itself goes, this is all preference based. There are people that love season 3, etc. But for my personal preference, it's like a more like serious tone instead of like a goofy, lighthearted romp through the forest with the girls. This is like a more serious where they actually kill people and stuff like that. So it's like a more like a darker, serious tone, which is cool for me. And as far as like mechanically goes, season 4 has like EX bosses every story update, and they're not hard. They really aren't, but they do require you to build like an actual team. You can't just take in like Jesse and auto attack your way through them like most story updates you do.
So does
So
this mean they have good
Sounds neat.
rewards?
yes, they have some really good rewards. People like watch my videos. That auto break accessory, that auto AOE breaks by 80% at the start of every battle for 5 turns, and AOE imperils by 80%. That's amazing. Even for like trials and stuff, I use that to like not have to break on turn 1, and has more times to set up. It's amazingly good. That one doesn't come until like part 2 season or part 2 chapter 4. That's a ways off. But there's some other stuff. I think originally the first few are upgrades for Rain's STMR because he's like the main season 4 guy. So you're gonna be able to upgrade the STMR double-handed sword of Neovision's Rain. But no, it is still not a good STMR even after it's upgraded,
I
unfortunately.
wonder if any of those might get moved to the panel update as well.
Oh, it's possible, yeah.
That's true. Yeah. And the season 2 art, for art
Yeah,
rather, looks very close to War of the Visions, I must say.
yeah. I've been thinking in general that season 4 feels like it's going for like a bit of a War of the Visions vibe.
Yeah, no, that all that art, just to be clear, all that is all external. Like that is none of that is actually in the game itself.
Yeah. Um.
Yeah, it's interesting that like you don't have to complete the other season. That season 4.
Yeah, that's kind of the way it is in JP with the story digest. You can skip
Yeah, I was
straight
gonna
to
say.
season 4, and I
I
guess because
guess.
because we're not getting that, they're just letting you skip straight to season 4.
Yeah, I figure.
Incoming Reddit comments complaining we were not getting this story digest in 3, 2.
I mean, fair. I'm with them.
um. The other thing about season 4, I guess, is that with it we also were introduced to these new units. Are they actually units in JP yet, or are they still like not released? Like Tobias, Nini, and Neikika?
Um,
Yeah, a few
the
of them are.
Yeah, a few of them are. Tyvus definitely is. The robot is the JP named him Lundy. I guess he'd be called Rudra on Global, I think it was, or Runda, something like that. The little robot is a unit. Roos is not a unit yet, and neither is the girl. I forget her global name, whatever the girl's name is. She's not a unit yet either in JP.
Okay.
There are a bunch of other season 4 units. It's not really a spoiler or anything, but Harv, Leftia, and Turian are all units that are introduced like right away. So you're going to meet them like immediately in season 4. They're all units in JP as well currently.
Right. You say I'll meet them right away, but what if I skip the cutscene like I always do? So I mean,
You actually, well, I don't want. I guess that would be kind of a
Give it
spoiler.
a
So
chance.
yeah, you'll see them.
okay, okay, cool. Anything else you want to talk about season 4 about?
I don't know. Complete it so we get free stuff.
Yeah, that's true. We need 120,000 people to clear season 4 to get the free things.
Yeah, I guess I will kind of like dash your hopes and dreams. You might be expecting it to go back to like season 1 and 2 was, where you have explorations and stories and all, and cities and all, because there is one right away at the beginning of season 4. That is the only one we've ever gotten in season 4. They cut him back out again. So,
Wonderful.
yep, you get like a small little city in the beginning, and never again.
All right, so confession time. I kind of like those cities in season 1, but I know most people hate him because it bloats, or not bloats, but like it extends the story and stuff. I thought it felt like a real Final Fantasy when you have those cities. But
I personally, I loved season 1 and 2 with the cities, the explorations, the quests. I know a lot of people said they hate them. I liked them. It's just preference, but I enjoyed it.
I would say I got a bit annoyed with like random encounters in expeditions, but everything else of them was kind of good.
the random encounters won't even be a problem anymore because we have all the equipment to like basically reduce it to zero. So
Yeah, it only kind of works though.
all right. So the next thing was this is the surprising bit of the whole thing. I think this was the one that none of us expected. We're getting next week, literally next week, we're getting a global exclusive hybrid tank called Mave.
You weren't expecting a new Clash of Wills unit for the next Clash of
Yeah,
Wills.
I was gonna say,
I mean,
you weren't expecting our monthly global exclusive cow.
that has been the case every month since it came out.
I guess next week is cow. I completely forgot about that. I thought the cow was the week after for some reason. So that's why. So I expected actually Yuna to be next week and then the cow unit to be the week after that. But you're right.
But I will say the fact that it's a tank is a little unexpected.
The fact that it's a tank also makes me worry about what the next cow is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like Kairos was crazy hard and hard to survive. So if they're given a tank, it kind of goes hand in hand. Like the boss is probably going to want this tank, meaning if you don't have this tank, you're going to be in pain.
Yeah. Well, I'm wondering like our existing tanks like can probably survive individual stuff, but because of the like they have both covers, I'm thinking maybe this fight will involve like you actually needing both covers, and then it's going to be like, do you need to bring 2 tanks if you don't pull them? Because that would suck.
Oh yeah.
So it's either this new tank or snow. That's what you're saying.
Snow's an option potentially.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about the unit itself then. Maeve, she's a hybrid tank with a hammer, and has a hammer imperil. We're so excited about hammer imperils, right?
All those important hammer wielding units.
Yeah, I was mentioning that a moment ago. I actually checked, and currently we have no hammers at all that are relevant for physical DPS. None at all for magical DPS, and the hammer that's been previewed. She is supposedly like a DPS unit as well. So they said in the stream.
Yep.
Yeah, she has some defense scaling morale attacks.
Yeah, unfortunately, we are still quite a ways away from the variance update, and the variance update is the one that removes the logarithmic damage formula, meaning
and her hammer has 50 attacks, so it's going to be hit pretty hard by that.
So kind of like Aphmau and JP, that just couldn't do damage because her JP STMR had no attack power. This is the same problem. They fixed it for global. They gave Aphmau's STMR 180 attack power so it wouldn't be penalized. This is not fixed. So are they bringing the variance update early? That is possible.
Maybe since the some of the like Trials of Mana like MK weapons kind of have it by accident.
Yeah, so if they brought that early, then this is wonderful. But if they don't, this is going to be like a massive nerf to her damage.
Are you saying DPS Snow is on the table again? Yeah, am I ready?
Well, the spirit scaling doesn't use the log formula, so her shifted form DPS will be fine. It's just like the base form defense scaling cannot be used with a 50 attack bar weapon.
So, she's a TDH tank, and I mean, we don't know much more about them except the fact that she has Earth focus, so she probably has Earth Imperil, Earth Imbue, probably Earth Boot.
I mean, that was expected with Earth almost certainly being the main element of this count.
Yeah, especially with
the monthly bulletin.
Cacteria and Napi also being tuned for this, and they are both also Earth aligned.
All right, so Cacteria and Napi, good thing you brought that up. Are they being revamped before this?
Yes,
it's on the same release date.
Wow. Okay, so because I just got an EX2 Napi and I just got an EX2 Cacteria.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I got EX2 Cac, but I'm still one away from EX2 Napi.
I've got EX3 Cacteria and EX2 Napi, and I'm considering spending my step-up shards on Napi to get EX3 as well. Depends on the data mine, though.
Yeah.
Okay, whale.
See, we
Hey,
decided to call him Whalesar from now on. Dream, just catching you on that.
Right. Gets fed by his community.
Yes, yes. We funded all that YouTube money. Um, yeah. So anything else you guys want to talk about Maeve? Oh, her card. Let's talk about her card.
Oh, I didn't see a card.
it's kind of whatever. It's
It's a tank card.
actually, honestly, I would not even use this. Like, if I'm physical tanking with her, I would use like Gabranth's card or something, or Bohemia's card. If I'm magical tanking, I would use like Phase's card or Melia's card. This is worse at both, although it's better if you're doing both tankings at the same time. Actually, even then, it's not even good, isn't?
Yeah, because it has no HP on it.
Yeah,
It's
isn't what's the
Snow.
Chocobo's name? Bulwark. Isn't Bulwark's card better for defense plus spirit plus HP all at the same time?
I don't
Um,
remember how much HP Bulwark's card has on it. I know the
Bulwark
flat stats on it are
has
1990.
no HP though.
Oh, it doesn't. Oh, okay. I thought it did. I guess
Okay,
maybe
no, it's
not.
the same sort of thing as this one with a bit less.
Okay, so
But
then
yeah,
I guess this card is better if you're doing both tanking in the same fight.
I mean, maybe not like Bohemia's card having like 1100 HP on it. That might still even be better on the magic side, and then it's also got like the 60 defense for the physical side.
Oh yeah.
Who knows? Anyway, it's nothing too special, is the point.
Yeah. So moving along, we did mention that Cactre and Napi will get updates. Uh,
Yeah. So then the week after is FF10 stuff, I guess.
yeah, this is what I was excited about. But Sinzar, what should we be expecting from Yuna, Riku, and Tidus?
Um, Riku just may as well not exist. Completely purge her
Yeah.
from your mind.
I mean, it's telling that she's released on like a Monday mini banner, so even they know that she is just not worth the time.
Wait, is that
it's
what the release date was? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
That's so
uh,
sad.
and as far as Yuna goes, like she's like in a weird spot in that she is definitely the best evoker. She's a very high mage damage dealer. She'll even like out damage Angela on a short fight. I think Angela would do way more, like if you stack her to full, which takes a while, but can be done. Um, but the problem is she's locked to light element because she's a mage. It's only light element. You can never mix elements. The next few DVs, there's very few light stages. There is her own personal DV with Anima. She's going to be great there. Other than that, she has not really seen almost any use in the JP server other than that one and only Dark Visions fight that she was specifically designed for, because she has like the
It's
killers
certainly
and the whole thing built for that one fight, and she's good for that fight.
she certainly doesn't really feel good enough to justify like the premium tag.
Exactly,
So
exactly. And like the big unique thing is the staff in peril. People were like, "Oh, staff in peril! This is so good for Luna Freya, that unit we haven't used for 6 months." Like what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't
Hey,
help
you
Luna
you
Freya.
can you can give your other mages Lunafreya's staffs.
I guess
Or
technically
like
that's true.
the DV staff has like just as much magic as the DV rod. Come on, guys, seriously?
The problem is like
This is a thing, right?
you're just not really bringing mages, and the ones you might want to bring, like Dark Rain in the future, has his own in peril for spears.
so are you saying that Yuna would be dead on arrival?
I mean, like,
Not dead, just not like especially impressive.
yeah, and I guess it's worth mentioning that her STMR is really good for it's like the best critical accessory in the game for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So her STMR, like whales are gonna pull no matter what, but like she might be worth using tickets on to try to get 1 or 2 copies of her STMR. That's what led me to pull in JP. I saw her and I'm like, I could really use that STMR. I'm gonna go ahead and do like the first row on her step up, and I did it and got 3 of her, and now she's EX3 because I got her off banner since then, and I put her in the shard dungeon. So I have an EX3 Yuna. So even though I'm talking, people might be saying like, "Oh, you're downplaying Yuna, but you got an EX3 Yuna." Well, came really, really easily for me. I wasn't really chasing her.
Okay, so in the stream they never said that she was a premium unit, and we didn't get to see the banner. I think there might be a chance they might downgrade her to a regular unit. I'm just thinking because the more I look at Yuna's kit throughout like in the last few weeks that I saw, because I expected her to be 2 weeks ago instead of now, but I thought they would just downgrade her because it doesn't make any sense for her to be in the same price level as Sephiroth and Tifa.
I kind of doubt they will. I'm guessing they just didn't want to mention it on stream because they know people won't like it.
Oh.
Yeah, like it's supposed to be a hype stream. They're not going to give you the bad news during the hype stream.
I guess so, but I could hope that maybe they downgrade Yuna to a regular unit, and we won't be deprived of stuff. Depraved.
So that's the NV bases, and then we've got
The
7-star Waka, who's a waste of time. Moving on.
The actual exciting unit is star player Tidus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I guess I will just like slightly mention Waka does have some uses just for like his debuffing as like a super budget option. So he's not like completely pointless, but for like veterans, he's gonna be. But for like maybe newer players that are listening, he does have a relatively good kit for a 7-star. If that's worth mentioning.
Mm-hmm.
But he is still a 7-star. But yes, Tidus is pretty good. He's like one of the best NVAs we've gotten in a long time and are gonna get for a long time. He is. The short version is he's a 240x LB finisher, which sounds a little low, but he has like 8,000 attack power, like
he can get a lot of flat attack from like
and he's non-elemental, so that is great.
He only needs his STMR upgraded, right, to get that flat attack.
Well, the problem with the STMR is it locks him to water, so you don't always want to use that.
I guess.
That does give him some. I think he gets 1,000 just at EX2 or 3. And then the other source of it that is a bit harder to get, but is like the gear from Auron when he arrives.
Yuna as well. Yeah,
he's flat attack too.
He does. He's very similar to Cloud, that he gets all the bonuses from all the 7 units. Tidus gets all the bonuses from all the 10 units. So it all works on him, even though it doesn't work on anyone else except him and the personal unit.
Interesting.
So it's not like some of it's not the most obtainable, but if you get some random pulls, he can be pretty strong and elementally flexible.
So what you're saying is that if I want Tidus to be good, I need to pull on Yuna and Auron. Got it.
Not really, because I only have one copy of Yuna's STMR for him. I have none of the other flat attack, and I still use him all the time in JP. Now, people that have all the stuff, he's just way better. Especially Tidus's STMR, which double dips on Tidus. That's getting kind of extreme at that point, but it is an option.
Upgrades his LB mod from 240 to 300.
Exactly.
Which is very competitive.
Wait, who's
also Tidus, another premium unit. Like it's at that point it's like, why aren't you using Tidus? But still, but also I really want to mention something else about star player Tidus that is just insane is his building. He has, while naked, 400 double hand, I think 350 attack power, 250 LB damage, and the 6 times chain cap. Like, he literally has every slot open for killers. He is the easiest unit in the planet to build.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the weird thing is, like, you probably need him EX3 to like actually be really worth using, because that is where he gets all that innate 1,000 flat attack. Without that, it's going to be like.
Is that EX3?
Is that like technically 12? Like it's 14, but there's like some free ones.
We're getting EX1. JP got up to EX1 free because he was the MOG event. The free MOG unit for the event, and they said we're getting free format on global. Yeah, so we're going to start there. So you would need 6 more copies to get EX3 from that point.
7 more, I think. But,
for Neovin's, for Neovin's Awakening, it is 7 more. You're right. Yeah,
from EX1 to EX3.
It's really interesting that they chose star player Tidus to be the, I guess, what's the word?
Well, the reason for that is because at this point in time in JP, the original Tidus had already gotten a full upgrade and overwork. So
he got one of the 7-star kit reworks that made him like a really good support.
Yeah, he was like one of the top 3 7-star reworks. So he was like, he's already really good. We don't need to make him even better.
One of the ones we skipped just to hammer that home.
More angry Reddit threads in 3, 2.
But yeah, well, speak of things to be slightly annoyed about. For some reason, the upgrades on his STMR on Khaled are tied to a time limited summoner instead of just being Chronicle Battle upgrades like all the other ones.
Yeah. Well, why is that?
And it's dumb as shit.
I mean, the reason is the same reason as all the gotcha stuff is mostly time limited. It's just to punish you for not playing and make you always log in. That's like the core reason for making stuff limited in a gotcha game is to keep players playing. So that's pretty much the reason.
Well, so it's kind of like Sephiroth, right? Remember how Sephiroth's sword was time
It's
limited?
exactly the same. Yeah. So people that
Yeah,
start playing
again,
or were
so
AFK for 2
dumb.
weeks, they're gonna feel real sad when they come back. And they actually it's not that big a deal because like Dream mentioned, you don't even use Titus's STMR that often unless you're going for a water team.
Yeah.
If you're going for the other 7 elements, you don't use it anyway because it gives him the wrong
So
element.
if you're going for the other 7 elements, you just give him not beast greatsword. Is that the best greatsword we have in GL right now?
And you just match him up to whatever weapon and peril you're
Oh, yeah.
using. If you're not using
Yeah,
weapon and peril, it would be Furion's bow is his best in slot.
Yeah, use a 1.51
Um,
variant or like Black Sparky or something. The usual suspects.
Yep.
in the case of like Titus, just like as a curiosity, between Arin's STMR and Yuna's STMR, which one would be better for him? Doesn't he already cap LB damage pretty easily, so it would be Arin's?
Yeah, I think he's at 250 naturally, so one copy of Yuna caps him out. But Orange gives higher base attack. They both give 500 flap. I think Orange is like, I forget how much, I think 70 base or something, and Yuna's is like 55, so it's better for Orange.
Interesting.
Although the real answer is both, one in each slot.
Yeah.
The real answer is why not just use Arin?
Depends whether they stack in GL. Because like Tifa's was made to stack in Aerith's,
Oh,
but
that's true.
like Kurisame's wasn't. So since they're
I'm still
premium,
salty
maybe
about
they
that.
will stack.
Kurosame's didn't stack because he wasn't a premium. Fuck
Yeah.
you, Gumi.
But yeah, Oran's is 80 flat and also actually has 50% LB damage on it.
Oh.
They actually didn't mention if Yuna's would stack either. Yuna's STMR stacking would actually help her quite a bit. It'd give her 500 more spirit, so that would be nice, I guess. One small upgrade you could use.
We'll find that out once we get the in-game news.
I mean, Yuna's
Yep.
STMR is
next week.
As Cloud. I mean, since I already mentioned, it's good for other units as well because of the 50% LB damage on an accessory slot.
Well, the 50 LB damage stacks no matter what. That always stacks.
Yeah, exactly.
What I meant is the 500 flat stats for Yuna herself.
All right, so that's FF10. We'll have a week of FF10. I'm actually surprised that
Oh, I should mention one more thing real quick. You saw in the news that you're getting the mastery crowns and all. Just like Final Fantasy VII, because these are a premium Chronicle EX battles, they're time limited. So make sure you beat them,
but not series locked, I think.
Correct. Yeah, and for these, for me, they were forgettable. I brought Sephiroth. Game over. I win. So if you got a premium unit, it's trivial.
Okay.
Yeah, we have plenty of options when they're not series locked. But yeah, make sure just to not like leave them. Yeah.
So that was FF10 news. Not much.
And I guess Orin will probably be at like the start of December. 1 or 2 weeks after
the whole like last week of the November shit.
Yeah.
And this is an MK event, right?
Yes.
Okay. Other stuff. FFBE Art Book. Did you guys ever get these art books?
Nope.
I have not. I've never been like a physical collector of like video game stuff. Not really.
So when I was at one of the fan festas, I think it was in it was in LA. They gave those out for free, and I have one. Other than that, I don't think I ever collected them. So, but that was like a season 1. Soundtrack. Are we excited about the soundtrack?
Black Friday stuff. I feel like we can ignore like the product because who really cares about those?
All right, the Black Friday stuff was mostly for whales, though, wasn't it?
It's the stuff where it's the segment where people upped their own expectations far too high and then were naturally disappointed.
Okay, so why did Reddit think that we were going to get Black Friday's like MMN Zon or like?
Because they're dumb.
Well, I mean, I was most certainly hoping for it, but I wasn't expecting it. Like I figured there was no way, but I really wanted it but I just didn't expect it.
I think
No,
people need to think that like as long as Cow exists, we're never getting MVAs on. Never.
no, I mean, I don't even think that make him do much that would be like interesting. And people just have overblown expectations. But no, I called it exactly when first seeing the live stream announcements that Black Friday we get bundles, login bonus, and a value banner, same as last year.
Well, I'll tell you what I was hoping for, especially considering the next boss is a dragon. Like I was hoping for some Neovision's Awakenings, like Xyrus or something. You know that
Yeah,
that is a
we
realistic
wanted
expectation that
them,
I'm disappointed
but
about.
I feel like like they would have been nice, but I don't think it was that realistic to expect them just based on how the game has been going for
Yeah.
a good while now.
Yeah. Honestly, I think the last Black Friday event was 3 years ago now, or was it 4?
I think it was 2 years ago that we got the Black Friday units,
Maybe.
but it was either 2 or 3. I think it was 2, but like that's the only year that we've actually had a proper like Black Friday evented banner. So I don't really know why people acted like it was a regular yearly thing.
Yeah, I'm lost too.
For the bundles, those fragment select tickets. Do y'all remember how many fragments they give you for those?
No, I think
No.
like just based on the amount of them in the bundle, I think it might be 50, but I'm not
Oh,
sure.
50? Really? Wow,
Well, the
that's
bundle
pretty
only
good.
gave two of those tickets, didn't it?
2 tickets, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And like the bundles seem good, but of course it
They
entirely
might be
depends on the price.
25 actually.
Oh, But yeah, it just depends on the price. Like they didn't show
Yeah.
the price. So if the price is good, if they're like really cheap, I might go for it. But if they're like, $100 a piece, or I'm like, nah, no thanks.
Whales are.
Yeah, unfortunately, like hash bundles are just like by nature off the table for me at least.
I mean, as long as they're decently priced, like the Fountain of Lapis, I buy that, and I buy the Adventure Crest too. Those seem relatively decent price for. It's totally people's
Keep
choice
rubbing
to
it
buy.
in.
I mean, it's just for me personally, like for like years and years and years, I would play MMOs for like a long time, and I always have the monthly subscription fee for like the game I'm playing. So I see this kind of like my MMO subscription fee,
Excuse me.
like uh, $20 a month is fine for a game I play every single day. I don't mind paying that.
No, I
But
agree.
like,
I agree with what you're saying, Sinzar. But I think
Yeah,
the issue is with like certain regions, like Canada. I think Australia too. Maybe even New Zealand.
yeah.
The prices are so
I
weird.
think things are definitely like pretty expensive relative to
oh
other
yeah,
stuff that I would spend on.
Yeah.
Like I think I think it's the treasure summons. I would need to double check, but like I mean I'm a student so I don't spend that much, but I think one of those treasure summons costs the same as like a week of groceries for me.
oh wow,
To put it in perspective.
crazy.
It really is a regional thing. Like if I was in the States, and I would definitely do it, but like in Canada, I have to watch how much I spend on these things because like it could be like 2 video games that I spent just for like, I don't know, a bundle or something. So, anyways, Black Friday, Americans can go nuts. Everybody else here can just watch with
Be
jealousy.
sane.
Yeah. The other thing is the Q&A, which I thought was pretty cool.
Best
I,
phase of the
I
whole stream.
like okay, question one we'll get back to because that was decent, but the rest of them were very like empty answers. But I guess that's standard for Q&A.
Yeah, I guess so. But let's talk about this first question because that's the one that I think I was really interested in what they would say. And
Mm.
so the question basically was Cow season 2 or season 1, whatever they called it, was
Season
pretty
2,
bad.
yeah.
Was pretty bad and people didn't like it because, and no one could cap. It was hard. And then basically
Oh, you're talking about Mortarum. That's actually season 2.
Yeah, that's the one.
And then what Gumi basically said is, we understand your feedback. We're going to make it easier for people to get rank 1 starting December. Not November, but the December Cow. So what do you guys think about that?
I think it's great, and
Yeah.
I'm actually really like impressed that it does seem genuine because of the fact that it's too late to tune the November one. but they're going to be changing the December. It does really seem like this wasn't scripted, and
Yeah, I
this
think this
is
is
changing
an
because of our feedback.
yeah, this is an actual like listening to the community. What I really hope is that it is just easier to cap and not like making the fight really basic and simple itself.
So okay, so do
Like
you prefer a Kairos level difficulty, but it's easy to cap?
yeah, that's basically like basically if Morterum was the same but had like the 2.1 billion cap instead of the 10 billion cap, that probably would be pretty good.
Interesting. What about you, Sinzar?
Yeah, like the between the three cappable fights we had, Morgana was technically easy to cap, but she was the EX18 during the fresh Clash of Wills, so you needed like the brand new
That was
Louise and Ling
garbage.
at EX3. So the tuning was honestly pretty easy to cap. It was just the roadblock of EX18 was why people couldn't cap, other than like the big whales, because we just didn't have EX18. Asta was too easy, in my opinion. Asta was literally, if you pulled Sky, you got a rank 1.
Yeah, that's what that was though. But and I think
That
yeah. Go
I
ahead.
think
that
maybe
was too far.
I think maybe that was more down to Sky than it was to Asta, though.
It could be, yeah.
Like
And then
compared to the previous morale mods we had from the first cow, she was a big step up. Whereas since then we've remained a bit more stable.
yeah, and then Kairos, like I've said so many times now, Kairos I think was the best we've had of the four we've had. Absolute favorite was that one. Although I know a lot of people didn't like it because it was so hard. But I mean, I enjoy that, and it was cappable. So it felt so satisfying to beat the fight and then cap it after a lot of work, and then to walk away feeling like I accomplished the goal. I love Kairos. So if they give us more like Kairos, I'm thrilled.
I think with Kairos, like obviously, like since you're a very top tier player, I think maybe I would have liked the capping window on Kairos to have been slightly bigger, just like maybe say his defense and spirit were 10% lower or 20% lower, maybe, just to expand that window a little bit. Because I still felt like I had like a very good team for Kairos, but I just was still like a fair bit short of that damage cap, even with
Yeah,
that good team.
when I talk about like the fight, I don't actually mean like the defense tuning.
Oh yeah,
What I mean is like the way the fight was challenging to just beat it.
yes,
Period.
definitely. The AI of these like hub fights like Kairos and Mortarium is definitely good, and that's what I'm saying. I'm kind of hoping with these adjustments that we'll keep that actual like fight complexity and difficulty, but just tone down the bulk of them and like the damage threshold to actually give like make make the damage requirements for hitting that cap less strict.
I agree.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Um, I do like one of the things about the wording that kind of was like eked me. It was they called it like Cal Season 2, the feedback quote unquote was too hard, and they're gonna make it easier for people to
Yeah,
rank
that
one.
that is what I'm worried about, especially as we've seen that like kind of feedback cycle happen with JP a fair bit, and it's
Yeah,
resulted in quite negative changes
exactly.
for like
Yeah,
the veterans.
in my opinion, they absolutely should make these fights easier to beat with no modifiers turned on. I agree with that
Yeah,
entirely.
that is fair. That is fair.
I think the modifiers being on is when the huge challenge should come in. The problem is right now, most of the modifiers are irrelevant as far as challenge goes.
I think the
Like
Kairos modifiers were cooler though.
the only modifier that really mattered was attack up. Like all the rest, like his hit points are higher, his defense is higher. That doesn't make the fight harder.
Yeah.
It just
Well,
lowers your damage score. That's all.
it makes it harder to hit the damage cap, I guess. But yeah, it's a bit weird. We're like dealing less damage with more modifiers is like worse than dealing more damage with less modifiers often, just the way the final score shakes out. Found that with Morterum a fair bit. And that just seems like a bit of a weird dynamic to me.
Yeah, I mean, again, let's see what they do with making it easier to capable. But one thing that or easier to get rank 1 rather. But what I'm really looking forward to in this like whole thing is basically Cow is becoming the 2 weeks where DV is ultra competitive. And I think what they're trying to do with Cow is make it a little less competitive, but still have really, really good rewards, so that people that can't
Well,
compete in DV can compete in Cow.
I think competitive is the way, like, kind of the wrong word to use here. It's like cow is definitely more accessible,
Okay,
but
that's
I
better.
think
Yeah.
that almost makes it more competitive as well because there is more incentive and like people feel like they can actually try hard and get rewarded for it. So they
The
are a bit more
True.
the funny
dedicated
thing is,
to it.
though, the Dark Visions rewards are next to worthless these days. Like they really are. Now that the exception would be the Vision World with the top 100 Lapis rewards. That's the first time. But like next month when we go back to Dark Visions and that Lapis reward goes away, like you can be rank 1 in Dark Visions. Yay, you get 5 rainbow tickets. Hope you're happy.
I,
It's just like
I
pointless.
I really at least hope that we eat the increased amount of dark matter that we have supposed to have already had for a couple of DVs after this Vision World.
Does that really matter though? I mean, for a newer player,
Um,
sure, but like for me or
I,
you that have done all the dark visions, are you short on dark matter? I'm at like 7,000 stored on global. Like I am
like
not short on dark matter.
I have a fair bit stockpiled, but there's also like a lot of dark matter weapons that I have not crafted yet, and I could, but like don't really feel I want to
But they're
because
bad.
it's still.
They're all
But like
one-handed. That's the problem.
the plus 12 ones should be pretty soon, I'd imagine, and
Yeah,
that increases
but they're all one hand. That's the problem. Like no one's using this great sword, this katana, this sword because the one-handed meta is 6 months ago. They need some
one.
two-handed dark weapons.
Look, just make Dark Gun Diva and use a quick bow. But like
yeah. There is
the magic weapons are still good.
they are
And
the rod and I guess the staff is
one
good if you get Yuna.
one day I believe that they will actually do something to fix dual wield compared to TDH.
Doesn't I mean maybe it doesn't fix it, but doesn't the variance changes help?
No, it doesn't.
It helps. It lowers the gap. So instead of dual hand doing like 70% more, they're only doing 40% more.
No, it
So
only kind of lowers the gap. It lowers the advantage that the the currently 1.5 variants weapons have.
well
But
no,
the gap,
no.
but no, because the gap between the 1.3 variants weapons and just dual wield weapons, that remains almost identical before and after the adjustment.
Well, yeah, but that patch also boosts one-hander weapons by variance as well.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like the 1.3 ones go to 1.5, and the one-handed ones go to 1.15, and 1.15 versus 1.5 is the
Oh,
exact same as 1 versus 1.3.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay.
So it doesn't really help them in comparison. It just makes the 1.5 ones currently, like bow and gun, a bit comparatively worse.
Yeah, I guess so.
But stuff like Sephiroth's katana still has the exact same advantage over dual wield.
Yeah, you're right. Because it's basically additional damage. Yep. So increasing chain cap plus a mistake, basically meaning SOS lightning.
Yeah, I've always said that the unconditional chain cap increases were a mistake.
I think in JP though they had less of an issue because, like for example, Tifa, right? Tifa is only 6 times chain capable in GL. Or is there any other equipment that increases chain cap in JP right now? Because GL has the cow equipment, that's why she can reach
Well,
6 times.
in
Right?
in JP you stack Saber's STMR.
But that still ruins your killer slots, which is where materials are. So I think that's why you see more TDH to Tifa in GL.
It's only slightly better though.
Is it?
Yeah,
Well,
and the thing is it's like Tifa and she's like kind of power crept in JP at this point. So
That's so sad. Alexa, play
I mean,
Despacito.
Tifa's always had like this weird position where she's just like rarely better than Sephiroth. Not so much from the damage, but more because of like the usability. Like the frames are just a lot harder to use. So like on a fight, you can use Tifa or Sephiroth, and then like they're both doing almost identical damage with the double hand builds. Like you just go Sephiroth because he's a one hitter. It's so much easier.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we really went off course on that one question, but the rest of the Q&A, I mean, it wasn't big, but then they did talk about why they
I
wouldn't want
actually,
certain JP collabs. And
oh yeah, that. Why do they even ask that? That's such an licensing. Duh.
yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
why.
again, it's a nothing question.
Like the first question was great, but everything else, it seems like they chose terrible questions, or people are
What?
so stupid they ask dumb questions. I don't know
Do
which
me
one
a
it is.
favor and remind me the other questions. I actually forgot them.
It was basically,
Why Galax and NVA certain Galax units get released?
yeah,
Oh
basically like
yeah,
how do they pick which ones get
yeah.
the changes, which they didn't even like. That's not even really quite what they answered.
Yeah,
But yeah, it was just like a very nothing answer. And then like, does the JP producer changing affect global?
the answer is no because JP and GL are different games.
Well, that actually I feel like was like that was a good thing to address because it is like a concern players probably would have. So it's good that
I mean, I
they
guess.
mentioned it, I guess. Although it wasn't like a question they like had an answer for. It's more like
Yeah.
just don't worry.
Yeah. It was through like there is no impact to this.
Yeah. The funny YouTube comment that Tomato pointed out in his recap is this all could have been an email.
So true.
Okay, so the next is then we get the free stuff. And then there was like an
mm,
hour of like Twitter stuff.
we can
Holy
talk
crap.
about the fucking raffle and what a dumpster fire that
Yeah,
was.
what the hell happened there?
Oh god.
It's like tradition at this point. They always make a goofy game that is just goofy, and I don't know. Maybe people. I don't
So like
mind them, but like
I
if they left these out, I could care less.
I don't mind the like the generating the rewards for everyone through the bingo and stuff, and like the amount of free summons we got. Obviously, we know that they're gonna make it so we get the max. I mean, they've got the slides prepared in advance.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we know we're gonna get max of that. It's nice free stuff. But it like this also the same process involved picking individual winners for like the physical prizes. And I am very bothered by the way that they did this for it was just so like unbalanced by multiple reasons. Because like
Oh,
they were randomly scrolling through the feed, and so like the first immediate problem is that people's like the height of their Twitter comment is their proportional chance of getting picked by
Yeah.
that random scrolling. So people that added like images or wrote more had a better chance of winning.
Which is so weird.
And then yeah, and then like because of the like scrolling rather than picking randomly, it also meant like the pool was changing. Like if you got scrolled past, you were then out of the pool. It wasn't like a full pool pick each time. And then once they started like actively cheating to make sure everyone got the main pools, it meant like you had no chance of winning if your first letter wasn't one of the ones on the bingo
So
card.
so what
So
you're
it's just like three different layers of being just completely unfair.
so this is the type of shit that keeps Dream awake at night, people. Just letting you know. Like this is like
all
Dream will
right.
not go to
So
bed tonight and think about all the ways that this could have been done so much better.
I just have to ask, Dream, did you enter the contest?
Yes.
Because
like
you sound a little
honestly,
bit you sound a little bit invested in how
no.
this turned out.
Honestly, I don't even care. Like I wouldn't really care about the rewards. Like when looking through the art book and stuff, I was honestly like disappointed about like it's like, oh, this is almost all just like sprites and CG screenshots pulled from the game. I don't care about the art book or like even really that tablet at all. It's the principle of just
It's
that
the
this was
principle.
so poorly. It genuinely is.
It's about sending a message. I think the whole like event is a reflection of, as Sinzar said, like you know how their fan fests they had the dumbass games for people to come up on the stage.
Yeah.
This is a reflection of that, but like in a live stream method. But
Again, like
Oh,
the
just
silliness, the rigged to give people rewards, that's fine. Just, but if you're giving individual people like supposedly randomly generated rewards,
all right.
don't like make it fair.
So Shadow brought up something that I just got to point out. Just kind of a tangent. the FanFesta live games. Do you remember the FanFesta where the players chose like the live item world reward? And we could have had an accessory with every single Aga magic in the game. Do you know how good that would be today with the frame changes?
Oh my god.
I hate every player at that FanFesta that got us that shitty accessory.
Like,
To be
5%.
fair, at the time, those Aga spells were pretty bad. So I don't think they would have went for it, would they?
This was back during Season 1 where every mission in the story was use these 4 different elements. That would have been so good for those missions.
For elements.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. No need for Rainbow Whip.
Anyway.
There is a little asterisk to the Black Friday thing where they say because of the Amazon. So what's happening in Amazon is that they're paying you back $10 for every X amount that you spend. But apparently there is a bundle where you might actually make more money if you buy it. So
I kind of doubt that it'll trigger from that, but
we'll see what happens on Black
who
Friday.
knows?
Yeah.
But yeah,
and
at least we get a bunch of free stuff.
Yeah.
Something else funny that happened is back to the Twitter contest is because they were, I guess, actually randomly picking, they got kind of caught in like an oopsie moment where they were forced to address Neovision's Awaken to Medina. Like they didn't want to talk about, but they're kind of like, oops, we landed on
just
this.
NVA Medina win.
What
that was
say?
awesome.
I missed that part. Let's see.
Oh, Shally said like, yeah, JP has it, and Global will have it like someday.
Well, she said like, hopefully she'll be soon. TM. I feel like the way like she specifically worded it so it didn't sound like we'd already skipped over her. As if she was just still like ahead on the JP schedule normally, but no.
Oof.
But yeah. Well, speaking of like funny things that randomly popped up, one of the like pages that they like showed off in the art book was of one of the characters we skipped as well.
Oh, Luciano. Yeah.
The Poppy's banner. Oh no, is it?
Yeah,
was
it was.
Poppy's banner
Yeah,
or Cleo's?
Mm-hmm. No, it was Poppy's banner.
He
was the other artist, Poppy's friend.
But yeah, so it was funny that they highlighted that as well. It's like, here's a unit you will never see.
But the rewards were pretty nice. 21 days of 10+1 summons.
Yeah, 210 free summons.
I love how
pretty good.
The guy with the deep voice. We've never seen him before, right? I don't know. I forgot his name. The guy on the far left.
When he first came on, before he even announced himself, like people in the chat knew who he was, so he must be some guy that's known. I didn't know him, but
I think people said he's some voice actor.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, when he was talking about like the VIP, like after the final rewards, we get 30 VIPs. He's like, we'll get a whole 20 VIP coins. I actually kind of chuckled when he said that.
Honestly, like I kind of hated this voice.
Those VIP coins, those are every day for 21 days, right? So it's 21 times 30.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's like
nice.
600 VIP coins ish.
Oh, is that it? That's not even a single unit.
Yeah, it's 630 VIP coins.
It's not significant, but it's not terrible either, I guess. But
it's noticeable.
But when he was so excited about the 20, 30 VIP coins, I was like, oh my goodness. Yeah. So, I mean, they cheated us.
Yeah.
They cheated to get it, but we got it. That's the important part. So, and I think that was it. There was no other like one more thing. There was no other.
I guess in the other, like, on the note of more cheating, there was also the like concurrent viewers reward that they said we got the 4,000 where we definitely didn't.
Yeah, because I think both Twitch and YouTube combined was like 1,000 or something.
Yeah, there was like 1,500 on YouTube and like 500 on Twitch.
Yeah.
There was also like a final bonus like response from Hiroki, where he brought up the cheating in Vision World, and he just said that they're going to deal with it. So
yeah,
something I guess.
Okay. So speaking of Vision World, I'm ranked 237 right now. Do you think I can get top 500?
Probably.
It's hard to say because like the tryhards all come out on Wednesday afternoon, so I don't really know.
That's true.
Yeah, actually, I probably still have to do my initial clear later today. I still haven't done that yet.
Okay.
Yeah, based on it's kind of funny because like on last evening, I figured out a new team and I got to like rank 7 or 12 or something, and I was there for like 4 hours, and I'm like, okay, I'll go ahead and post my video. I posted my video. Half an hour later, I had dropped 40 points, and then the next morning, I was down 140 ranks. So I'm now like ranked like 142
So okay,
because of that.
so next
Posting
time,
videos.
Sinzar, next time you don't post a video until Wednesday, an hour before the maintenance, and see what happens.
I mean, that's like, that's kind of like the trade off here. I was actually talking to Lividly about that because like he was posting his video and I was posting mine. I'm like, if we didn't post these videos, we'd probably be higher ranked. But I was telling him like, true, but I value like people enjoying my videos more than 20,000 lapis, so I post them.
I think it might be like interesting or funny to just have like one event that you like agree to just not do that,
Yeah.
just as like an experiment.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be kind of amusing.
Do whichever one like where the event period overlaps April 1st.
I
Oh,
also
geez.
remember there being a theory, and I'm pretty sure there was evidence of it, of like Robot DA and Tyseries and like all the bigger whales in FFB having their own little server and them having their own secret way of doing it because they have all like they're the top tier players, right? And I was always thinking like, oh man, only if I could get into that server.
I mean, I certainly respect people that are at the top and they want to keep their strategy secret. Because I mean, if you
No,
are
yeah, I do.
actively trying for
I
the
completely
like
get
top
it.
10 ranks, you kind of have to.
But like, it's interesting to think there is a cabal mafia of like Dark Vision's mafia in FFBE.
It's FFBE Wall Street
I mean, it probably is.
controlling the markets.
controlling everything. The rich get richer because they get rank 1 and they get now
Yeah,
100k
exactly.
lapis.
What's the FFBE equivalent of GME?
hold. See what we should have done last week when maintenance hit. No one should have cleared a Belladonna. No one, and everyone gets rank 1.
Those ideas were dumb.
No. We hold.
No, we hold our lapis until it moves.
Okay. The Wolf of Lapis Street, says someone in chat. Nice. Okay. Anyways, I think that's a live stream. What do you guys think of it? I thought it was a pretty lame, if not uneventful live stream.
It was like nothing special.
I'm mixed. I'm half and half. The actual info parts I thought were great, like the stuff with the Clash of Wills unit, the actual questions they answered, but like all the fluff, like we're selling the merchandise and then we're doing this half-hour contest, like that could have been just cut out.
Yeah, it's like this could have been a regular monthly news video easily.
Yeah. You see, when they announced the stream, I thought there would be some fantastic global exclusive character with like a CG and everything, but that was not the case. Instead, I think...
Well, we don't really have the kit yet. I mean, this unit could be amazing, or it could be, Olivera.
But yeah, I guess like the content feels kind of almost too normal for like specifically a stream. Like they only do a couple streams a year, and this just felt like pretty normal content updates.
What I do feel like is that how like if there was no pandemic, they would have an anniversary event, and usually around this time a fan festa, right? Usually at LA or something. But because they can't do that, they're half-assing it with the stream. This is what I'm feeling. So
I guess I don't know. I don't know if I really feel that. Maybe.
I know we're not supposed to compare our children, but I compare this to DFFO all the time. But DFFO has a stream every single month, and their stream awards are like significantly better than ours. So that's my...
Oh, you were just gonna compare this to your actual child there for a second.
Oh no. Dream, what the hell? Yeah.
Obviously, it would be an easy win.
Yes.
For FFBE, but
Wait. Okay, so any closing thoughts, Sinzar?
Not really. I'm looking forward to Clash of Wills on Thursday.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Thanks, guys, for
was this over an hour?
Was this over an hour? I don't know. I don't have a timestamp on this right now.
When did we start?
That's a good question.
Like right after the stream. So yeah, I guess it is an hour.
All right.
Imagine if our stream reaction ended up being longer than the stream. How much would we have to pad it for that to happen?
We'll have to play a
If
Twitter
it
game.
hasn't,
We'd have to play a
if
Twitter
it
game.
hasn't,
And Dream, you can
let's
choose the winner
not.
this time.
Sure.
Anyways. All right. Take care, guys. Bye.
See ya.
Later.